All right, Dynamic Killer playing some 2v2 mid champ 1 says his weakness is awareness of his teammate and the opponents. It's a pretty important skill to have, and it's a pretty nuanced portion of the game, so I like that. We're gonna see if we notice that being an issue as we do this analysis. So let's get into it. Here we go. Our kickoff. Not too bad on the kickoff. Okay. Like your positioning so far. You're not rushing upfield too quickly. Taking your time. Not over committing. Okay, so here, let's definitely expend this boost. Just expend a boost really quick here so that we can steal that boost, that 100 boost from our opponent. So here we see our opponent didn't get this boost. We do see that this mid boost is up. So here, I like that you're not challenging this. Not worth challenging in that position. Teammate wasn't back yet, and if you get beat off of this corner, it's kind of open. So good play to not challenge here. Once you're shadowing him here, though, you don't want to give him this 100 boost. So just burn one boost so that you can pick up this boost here and steal it from him. Because now he gets this, and he becomes a threatening player where he shouldn't have been a threat at all. He should have 0 boost. And now you also have to worry about him coming back behind you and demoing you because he got that 100 boost. Good pass to your teammate. So that's already good awareness instead of the lack thereof that you were claiming you had. Let's see. Keep it going. This is definitely our challenge. Just got to get up a little faster here. This is your opportunity to challenge this ball to where Eden, Widden, whatever his name is. This is where he can't beat you to the ball. But hesitating too long just gives him the opportunity to beat you to this ball here. So a little slow to get up and challenge there, but that's okay. It hasn't become a recurring issue. So let's really focus here. Something I've been doing a lot in my own games lately, which has helped a lot. You really want to focus on catching the ball in a threatening position on the first touch, right? You want to avoid, gone are the days where you can get away with this, right? One touch and then picking it up for a dribble. See how he closed down the space? Everyone's gotten so good at closing down the space and challenging early that ground plays have become more and more difficult. And it's become more and more important to if you're going to try to do those ground plays, you have to execute really well. And so you need to focus on catching this on your hood in a position where you can flick on the first bounce, on the first touch. It's hard to do somewhat, but if you really focus in a game in the moment, it's not that hard. That's the key thing. You have to focus. That's one of the biggest things in Rocket League, is just being able to focus in the moment, because there's so much going on around you that it can become hectic sometimes, and you can not be calm and cool and collected, and you can rush things that you don't need to rush. So if you actually catch this on your hood on this bounce, now if Eden, I'm just going to call him Eden, I don't know if that's his name, but now if Eden comes and challenges you, you can instantly flick him. And because he sees that, he might not even come and challenge you. So that's the benefit here if you do manage to pick this up on your hood on the first touch here. What's up, PML? Welcome to the stream, dude. Good job grabbing the boost starving your opponent. Scoreable. Play this ball for sure. Nice first touch. That probably should have been a goal. Again, focus just on execution. Same thing here. Again, something I've really been doing myself is just focusing in the moment on execution. This, if you just don't over air roll, that little air roll you just did there put you out of position for the shot. Boom, beautiful first touch. Boom, and then that air roll there. Now you have to shoot it into the wall. But if you wouldn't have done that air roll, I'm not saying that this is an air roll problem. Again, this is just a focusing problem. Just focusing in the moment on executing. That's a really important thing to be able to do. But that should have been a goal for sure. You take that same shot just a little bit to the right. There was no saving that. Good job grabbing a couple pads and staying nearby the play, seeing what you can do here. Good fake challenge in the corner. Definitely need to be blocking this touch here. So good job here, fake challenging. You could go for this ball sometimes you don't, you know, switch it up. I would say don't be completely readable. If you have the space like you do here, throw in sometimes where you do jump up and you take a touch here, right? You jump up, kind of pinch it softly here and try to stay in front of it, keep possession, and then other times fake challenge like you did. Switch it up just so you don't become readable. But speaking more on this play here, after you get this fake, you definitely do need to make sure we're blocking the shot, because this could be a goal. We were just a little bit late on getting up to this block. So it's a good play. Good play, good play. And then this is kind of the cherry on top. This is the icing to the cake of making this play, is making sure they don't get the shot here. It's kind of the most important part of that play. Okay. Don't like this. Let's take our time here. So I see where you are wanting to go up and take a touch here, because Mr. Eluze could come and bump you or attack you here. Just joined. What rank is this? This is champ 1, mid champ 1. What's up, Gixie? Thanks for coming to the stream, dude. So I understand why you're going up for this, because you don't want to get challenged by Eluze. But this touch here is just every time going to give Eden the chance to come in to take this ball after your touch. So you need to do a better job of taking a touch here that allows you to get to the ball first, not your opponent. Whether that be just a single jump touch here, just one, don't even flip into this, just take a soft single jump touch, or whether it be a touch high up on the wall. That's also a good play here. Touching this high up into sort of this corner where it curves, and then you land on the wall and you can follow it up from there. Whether that be going for, as the ball is falling, you go for a shot, or if your mechanics are good enough, you go for a double tap, or you take it for an air dribble, whatever, or you can make a ground play, right? This ball is falling down, you're on the wall, you're in an advantageous position to where if anyone challenges you, you can jump at it and flip the ball past you. And anytime you're in an advantageous position like that, I shouldn't say anytime. Sometimes people like to rush balls even though they're beat, but a lot of the times, if you're in an advantageous position, you're able to buy time, and you can take your time because your opponent isn't going to dive at a ball that they're beat to. And yeah, definitely a bit of a caveat on that, because at lower ranks and even at higher ranks, sometimes people do dive for balls that they're beat to just to kind of catch you off guard, not expecting it. So that's where Rocket League is a very nuanced game, and you have to recognize opponents' tendencies while you're playing and adapt to them. So if you were to notice that somebody keeps diving at balls that you could beat them to, then you need to recognize that, adapt to it, and then just start straight up beating them to the ball and stop trying to buy time. But that's besides the point here. Not looking bad so far. Okay, see how we play this. Good try. I really like that you're trying to make a, controlled play here. Could we have done something better? Let's see. Honestly, that was not bad for what you were given to try. I mean, obviously the shot could have been better, but you're very rushed in this moment to try to shoot. If you hit this instead of, see how you're doing a side flip, like a side flip into the ball, you're barrel rolling as you go straight at the ball. If you actually hit this with the corner of your car here with a diagonal flip instead of like a side flip, because this is a side flip, as weird as that is, you're side flipping with forward momentum, and so you're not getting any power on this touch. If instead you do a diagonal flip with the corner of your car, you would have got a lot more power, and you probably would have placed this right in this area, and it probably would have been strong enough that he couldn't have saved it. That's the only thing you could have done better here. I'm sure you know that. I'm sure you know how to shoot that better. It just didn't happen in the moment. That happens. Okay, nice job. Opponent gave away the ball really early there. That was good for us. Oh, and that actually just went straight in off the bounce off the wall. Nice. We'll take it. All right, collect boost, take ball. Let's see what you do here. Okay, thrown in an aerial play. Can I comment on the execution, why you messed this up here? I'm gonna slow it down. Try to listen for when you jump and how you're kind of leaning your car when you jump. Okay. You're just jumping too soon here. You're jumping underneath the ball. You're jumping underneath the ball, which obviously when you jump, you're propelled from the bottom of your car, right? So you're being pushed out this way, but making contact with the ball going this way, right? So you're being separated from the ball there. That's all you did wrong. You jumped too soon. You would have gotten a little bit more underneath the ball. When you jumped, it would have pushed the ball out in the same direction that your car would be repelled. That's all you did wrong here. Again, something that I'm sure you probably can tell by watching yourself, and you probably know it's probably just an execution thing, but just pointing it out in case you wouldn't know there. Really like your positioning this game. Doing a good job positioning wise. Playing well for a champ 1. Okay. All right. So you've got 2 routes here. Am I playing after this? No, I'm not going to play after this, just because last time I played, which was yesterday when I was streaming, it was not going well because my ping was like kind of high compared to what it normally is, and it was making me feel super slow in game, and I think it was because I was streaming. And it just wasn't a good time because I felt like I was not playing as good as I could due to that. So I'm just going to do the replay analysis. So 2 options here. You have a more passive and a more aggressive option here. Me personally, I would take the more passive option here, and I would actually get behind this ball and flip it into my corner. Flip both the ball and myself into the corner here. I would have swung. If I go back, boom, this happens. I would have stopped a little sooner, right before you drove up into this area. You were right here. I would have stayed here, and then as this ball came down to the ground, I would have flipped it back to my corner, and depending on how hard Mister is chasing me, depending on if I have the space to play it out the corner this way, I would, or if I had to bring it back the opposite direction over my backboard, I would do that. That would just depend on, keeping an eye on Mister. If he's shutting down any play going this way, then I would have to take it the other way. I love to play the more passive route usually, and I love taking the ball back to my corner into free space and making a play. Your other option here, though, is to take a touch like you do here, but instead of such a floaty touch, I would like to see you take a hard touch in this direction, something that bounces the ball off this sidewall so that it becomes threatening, right? If this bounces off the sidewall and you manage to avoid a demo here, then you can instantly be pushing this ball and putting this last guy on defense in a bad spot. So those are your two options here. Okay, and here, anytime that we see our opponent about to hit the ball, we need to make sure we are in a position where we can cover net. Anytime your teammate's about to take a 50-50, they're about to get challenged, or the opponent's about to hit the ball, we need to make sure we're in a position where if they shoot or if the ball comes flying at our net, we can save it. So here, this is where you're in a good position. Stay here. Your opponent can shoot this. You're in a great position to save it if he does. Once you leave like this, if this was a shot, now you're out of position. This is completely open and you can't save it. So you were already in a shadowing position, which is always a great position to be in. When on defense, there was no reason that you needed to do anything else once you were already in this position. This is a good position to stop. Ooh, could have challenged there. So again, I like your positioning. This is good. This is good. What I'm always thinking about in this position when I'm here is I'm always looking for the opportunity to challenge here if I can. I'm expecting you're watching this and Mr. looks like he is posturing to catch this. And so what I'm always thinking when I'm in this position, waiting to see what their touch is going to be, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if he has a touch that pops the ball out of his possession, I'm going to insta challenge. If he loses possession on his catch, even momentarily, that's my opportunity to challenge. And what I've been saying a lot lately, if you've been watching my replay analysis recently, is you never want to miss your first opportunities to challenge. Like every time you miss an opportunity that you had to challenge, it becomes progressively worse and worse. So this is going to be your first opportunity to challenge if he catches this and it's not immediately in a threatening position. So boom, he makes this touch, and if you didn't turn away instantly here, you could actually be 50-50ing this. I'd be 50-50ing this, flipping in this direction so that it doesn't come towards midfield where you have nobody to follow it up, and he actually does have somebody to follow it up. So I would say we missed an opportunity to challenge here for sure. Another thing I'm always looking for in this position as I'm pushing up is if, again, he tries to catch it and it bounces up really high. Sometimes that'll happen when you try to catch the ball. It'll bounce too high. Again, that's an opportunity you can challenge. But obviously you got to be careful. If he catches it and he's already in a position where he can flick it, then you don't want to dive. So it worked out fine. And you made a play back to your corner, which I was just saying that I love doing all the time. But that doesn't mean that's the only thing I'm going to do. You don't want to be too passive. And that was one of those instances where you want to look for that small window to challenge as they catch the ball. Good try. That could have been a goal. Almost had it. We did just miss a ton of pads. I'm going to point this out. Boom. You turned off your ball cam and this looked like a beautiful, juicy line of pads right off to our right. Boom. Oops, kind of missed. Boom. We just completely ignored those on this flip. You've been doing a good job picking up pads so far, so I was assuming you were going to get these. But you did just completely ignore those pads. So let's not forget fundamentals while we're playing. But I think that might have just been a one-off mistake. Close. Good defense by the opponent. Okay, here I would have loved to seen you flip immediately back to net here. What rank? This is Mid Champ 1 Morbid, what's up, dude? So here, I like that you're turning, right? Your teammates got to play in their corner, pushing towards the net. You want to be there for the shot. I like that. You didn't just greed for 100 boost, go to midfield, and miss a possible opportunity here. But once this happened, ooh, this is now a threatening ball. We need to hurry back to the net as soon as we see this. Mr. Illuze, he's not in the best position to shoot this, but he's definitely not in an impossible position to shoot this. He could actually air roll. What would that be? Air roll left? Yeah, tilt left and flip right and get this on target. I would have loved to seen you recognize that and flip back to cover net a lot sooner here. But it was a difficult shot for him to try to put on target there, but not impossible. Good boost steal. Okay. Is this our challenge? I would say this was our challenge. Again, sort of just missing the opportunity to challenge. This is the opportunity to challenge. Anytime between here, he's lost control of the ball. You can see that. He's not facing the ball. The ball is gaining space on him. Recognize that's an opportunity. He's now no longer making any threatening play on this ball. So posture, be ready to challenge. And then had you had been pointing more towards the ball, ready to challenge, say we see this, and we kind of hold our positioning here, facing, instead of facing out this direction, we're facing this way, more so this way, getting ready to force the ball into our corner or getting ready to go up and challenge. We probably could have gone up around this time right here and met this player, because this is kind of threatening, and we had a chance to hold our positioning in a spot where we would be ready for something like this. And again, it goes back to just missing our opportunity to challenge. That's a big thing I've been saying a lot lately. Got to do a better job of recognizing when we can challenge the ball, and that will avoid a lot of mistakes. Oh, and that's actually just a goal. Yeah, we definitely could have been there to challenge that. Good kickoff. We went for the double tap. Didn't get the best touch on it. Try though. Okay, control. Teammate definitely should have left that for you. That's unfortunate, but it's all right. You did a good job. Kind of. Good defense by our teammate. He was in a pretty bad spot there. All right, what do you got? Coming down to the end of the game. Oh, getting a little cheeky. Okay. Oh, okay. Looks like we're going OT. Let's see who's going to clutch up. Okay, rolls up. It's not bad. Go for the hard clear. Not terrible. Okay. Oh, if you would have got that demo, that's GG. Not bad. All right, I like what I'm seeing. Okay. Steal the boost. Good job. So, maybe being a little too passive in some spots. So I like stealing the boost here, but then I might suggest staying facing the net here, because this is bouncing to where you could actually catch this, right? This is going to bounce somewhere around here. You can actually stay on this ball. You don't have to turn off here. Now, I do say that knowing that our opponent has 0 boost. Would you know that your opponent has low boost here? It's a little less obvious for you, I will say. But what I will also say to that, this is going to be sort of a mechanical tip for you. Something I've been suggesting or pointing out in my streams when I'm playing is learning Mina flips. Mina flips are a super, actually somewhat underrated mechanic in my opinion. A lot of people think Mina flips are just kind of a flashy mechanic that don't actually have a purpose, and it's just something you do to look cool. But Mina flips, if you don't know what it is, I would look it up on YouTube. There are at least a couple videos on Mina flips. But it's named such because it's something you see Mina players do a lot, and it's been adapted more from everybody else now, but it really started with Mina players. But essentially, what is really nice about a Mina flip, the biggest utility that I find for it in my own games, is being able to challenge a ball that I normally would not feel comfortable challenging. But with the Mina flip, I know that I'm going to be landing with my wheels on the wall as I challenge, and so my recovery is going to be super fast and fluid to where I don't feel as sketched about challenging a ball in a certain situation like here. I know that if I Mina flip into this ball as it comes towards the wall, I flip into it. If you don't know what a Mina flip is, I would go watch what a Mina flip is, because you're not going to understand what I'm saying here. But if you do a Mina flip here, you're going to be simultaneously taking a 50-50 or hitting the ball while also landing on the wall with your forward momentum, and you're able to recover out very quickly. So if you lose the 50-50 here, you're almost instantly able to turn back and challenge again, or go into the same shadowing position that you're in now. So the Mina flip is very much worth learning, in my opinion. If I'm ever in a position where it's not for sure that I'm gonna win the 50-50, I'll usually use a Mina flip if I'm next to the wall. That way, even if I lose the 50-50, I'm able to recover back into position right away. Ooh, can teammate ice? I can't. Oh, but you can. Nice shot. Way to finish it. Wait, overall, I think for sure there was one recurring mistake. What was it? Let me think for a second. I said it a lot. Oh, missing your first opportunity to challenge a ball. Yeah, I would say that was definitely the biggest mistake. And that's sort of a broad spectrum mistake that can lead to a lot of different bad things. Whether that be being in a 1v1, you know, having to defend a 1v1 or a 2v1 that you might not have had to defend had you challenged at the right time earlier, or losing offensive pressure because you didn't challenge when you could have. I would definitely say that that was your number one mistake. Recognizing when you can challenge and not missing that opportunity to do so. And that was really the only recurring glaring mistake. I would say check out Mina flips. Anyone watching, check out Mina flips. You still don't see a ton of people do them. I think they're underrated kind of at the moment. Worth learning. And other than that, I think you looked good. I really like your play style. It was a very good play style. I think you looked solid positionally. decision making wise for the most part. You don't seem to be just one of those players that just throws themselves at the ball, not thinking about anything while you're playing. And that's good. That's always going to be the better way to play. So that's it. Hope you learned something. Anyone watching, hope you learned something. If you're watching in stream right now, be sure to drop a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Comment down below what you learned. Maybe something that you caught that I didn't point out. Maybe comment down below something that you disagreed with. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.